Well, here we are once again, after day 10 of the Olympics. It's midnight in Paris, 6 p.m. in the east, 3 p.m. in the west, and just past noon down in Tahiti, where we are finally, after days of delays due to the conditions on the water, getting surfing competitions again. This is C&C Live, our 13th straight day of live streaming. We've got less than a week left now. In 144 hours, the Olympics will all be over, and we'll be here every day at this time until then, right here on C&C Live. So while you're here, make sure to check us out on Twitter. Make sure to CC Talk at CC Talks Podcast, Discord, cctalks.com/Discord. Watch or listen to our episodes right here on the C&C Talks YouTube channel, as well as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere else that you listen to your podcasts. And also make sure, please drop your questions, comments, whatever you have for us in the live chat. We will show it up on the screen and react to it, whether that's just talking about whatever your comment was, answering your question. We will do that. Charlie, Zach, how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, I had a chaotic day, but it was good. So yeah.
All right. Well, I know we were doing an Olympics live stream, but I thought I'd start with something slightly different. Just off the top, just a little bit of a rant. Hey, Elon Musk, what have you done to the C&C Talks Twitter account?
What
happened?
So, got this today. It said that your account is temporarily, I think it said like temporarily void or something.
What the heck?
What?
And it said you could unvoid it by essentially doing a CAPTCHA because it thought I was a robot.
What?
Yeah, thought that I was a robot. So I do it and I pass it because I'm not a robot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's great. I'm back in, and now it says we've added a temporary label to your account, which may impact its reach, and it gives a learn more button.
What's the label?
So this is what it says. Like, when I click on the learn more button, it says, "Why does my account have a label?" And the answer is, we have found that your account may contain spam or be engaging in other types of platform manipulation. You may not use X's services in a manner intended to artificially amplify, suppress information, or engage in behavior that manipulates or disrupts people's experience or platform manipulation defenses on X. What does this mean for my account? The reach of your account may be limited and its content may be temporarily restricted, such as being excluded from trends and search results. Okay, a lot to unpack there. First of all, we've essentially been shadow banned.
Yes, we have.
That's fun. Love
Great.
that.
I have a theory on why that is.
Why?
The amount of posts that you've made about the Olympic results are...
Yeah, I post the podiums for every event.
But that's not... I don't feel like that shouldn't be something that you're not allowed to do.
Second of all right, we'll keep going. They may contain spam or be engaging in other types of platform manipulation. I don't consider that to be spam. I don't really consider anything that we do on that platform to be spam. And as for platform manipulation, I really don't understand what that means. Though it does provide a link to their platform manipulation policy, which I'm not going to read through because it's long, very long. Let's see. You may not use their services in a manner intended to artificially amplify, suppress information, or engage in behavior that manipulates or disrupts people's experience or platform manipulation defenses. Oh yeah, because no one else does that on this platform, and we're certainly the biggest threat. Hey, Zach, and Charlie, you've been on that platform. You don't think that there's engagement bait all over that place?
All over.
Isn't that like 90% of Twitter?
Yeah, including from Elon Musk himself.
Yes.
So that's fun. I guess we don't have a reach on that platform anymore. That's good to know.
It's not like our account is gigantic or anything.
No, we're followed by 440 people as of right now.
Wow.
So
big.
It's not like it's giant, but apparently it won't be able to grow much more. But you know what's even worse?
What?
Before it, temporarily voided my account, I was following about 1,900 people. That's how many people the C&C
Oh,
Talks
no.
account was following.
It didn't.
Guess how many they were following afterwards?
It didn't.
0. 0.
Oh.
Oh no.
Seriously?
Yeah, so I've had a fun day trying to refollow a bunch of people, and I've gotten, I think, most of them back.
You've gotten wait. You've gotten nearly 19,000 people
No,
back?
1,900.
Oh, 1,900.
I think that actually before that we were that's where we are again now. I think before that we were in the 2000s, but we essentially we followed a good. Yeah, I spent most of my day following Twitter accounts today, so that was fun.
This is BS. This is BS.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just real quick, on a different note, today is the 1-year anniversary of the Anderson Ramirez fight.
It's such a good fight. I guess if we're not on the topic of the Olympics, which trust me, we'll get to that.
We really should. Yeah.
Get to that momentarily. I want to add one more quick thing. This came out yesterday. I want your guys' quick reactions to it. So about a decade ago, there was a dead bear cub found in Central Park in New York City. Okay. And it was weird because bear cubs don't really live in New York, and so there was a lot of speculation, including on CNN, that perhaps somebody had brought it to the park and had like completely staged the scene, right?
Sure, sounds possible technically.
Well, so yesterday night we learned that that actually was the case.
Oh no!
That the scene was staged.
How did we learn
and
this?
that somebody dragged a dead bear cub into Central Park.
And no cameras picked this up.
No, though we also discovered who it was that did such a thing.
Oh no!
RFK Jr.
What the heck?
You know, I'm not surprised.
I wasn't. I am. I even though everything I've heard about RFK, I still was not expecting those words to come out of, or those letters to come out of your mouth.
You know, I saw a joke about it earlier online, which was like something like Christy Nome. Nobody can top the most horrible thing I've done to an animal. RFK Jr. Hold my bear.
Yeah. Oh God.
All right, should we get to the Olympics?
Yeah. Let's get to the Olympics. Let's start by saying there have been better days for Team USA in the Olympics.
Yeah, Simone Biles was upset. I saw.
Yep. So 20 medals today. Two of those gold medal finals still going on. We're in the semifinals. The gold medal finals will be starting in about an hour, and those are in the surfing competitions. Again, this is just due to delays due to the conditions of the waves down in Tahiti. But so we have 18 completed finals, and I think we'll start with the very first one of the day, which was the mixed relay triathlon. And before this even started, there was more controversy, as there already has been in the triathlon events due to the fact that the swimming portion is held in the Seine. Belgium withdrew from the mixed relay triathlon today because one of their athletes who had participated in the triathlon, guys, you're never going to believe this. After swimming in the Seine, they got sick.
Yep. I heard this. Yeah, I heard it. I mean, it was bound to happen. It's not safe.
No, it's not. Charlie, what's your reaction to this?
I mean, yeah, if you willingly do something that's dangerous and you allow it to happen, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, can anybody honestly say that they are surprised that somebody got sick from swimming in the Seine?
No.
I don't think you can. I don't think you in good faith can say that you were surprised.
And even if their tests are completely accurate and they were right that if it doesn't rain, it's safe, they still don't know how safe it is when they're swimming in it. Because as
Yeah.
we've discussed multiple times, the tests take 24 hours.
Exactly. Take 24 hours to come back. And remember, the day that they did the triathlon, that morning, after they had already taken the test that they used to determine whether the whether the triathlon would go on, it rained
Yeah.
hard.
The logic here seems non-existent.
No, there's the logic to it is we want to do the triathlon and we didn't plan it better before because we thought the Seine would be okay, so we don't have a backup plan.
Yeah.
And so we have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the logic. But don't worry, guys. There's still 2 open water swimming events in the Seine later this week.
Seriously?
Uh-huh.
You have to be kidding me.
Nope. I wish. I really do wish that was the case. But nope. Open water swimming, the marathon swimming events, those are coming up in just a couple days. The women's on the 8th of August and the men's on the 9th of August. So that would be Thursday and Friday. All right. Anyway, in this triathlon mixed relay, it was Germany won, but then it was really, really close for silver between the U.S. and Great Britain. U.S. ends up getting the silver, Great Britain the bronze. Let's see. We're done with swimming, except for the open water swimming events later. But gymnastics, Zach, like you mentioned, it was a weird day of gymnastics today. So we had 2 finals on each of the men's and women's side. On the men's side, it was the parallel bars and the horizontal bar. And on the women's side, it was the balance beam and the floor. And really, most of the athletes just seemed off. Like something was going wrong. For a lot of them, just little mistakes, people falling off the beam, people falling off the bars, trips on the floor routine. And yeah, like you said, I mean, let's start with the women's balance beam because Simone Biles and Suni Lee both participated in this. Neither of them medaled.
Neither of them
Italians getting gold and silver. Someone from China getting gold and bronze for Italy, silver for China. Yeah, so both Simone Biles and Suni Lee actually fell off the balance beam.
That's just odd.
Yeah.
And this is one of Simone Biles' strengths as well.
I mean
all the things
she's better at vault and at floor than she is at balance beam, but it's pretty shocking to see both of the Americans, both of who we thought could get medals in this event, both just completely crash out.
Do you know what their scores were?
Yeah. So yeah, it was not great. So Simone Biles actually finished in 5th place, which is in some ways a mark on how many other people fell. 5th out of 8. She and Suni Lee actually, but they both tied with a 13.1.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it didn't even take that good of a score to win. It was a 14.366 that won the balance beam.
Wow.
So, like,
easily
both of their routines were difficult enough that they would have been able to get the win if they had actually hit the routine.
And they've easily surpassed that score multiple times.
Yeah.
So.
No, again, if they had hit the routine, they would have gotten gold and silver.
Yeah.
Instead, neither's on the podium because they both fell off the beam.
Odd. Yeah. I didn't see any of that. I did see the floor though, which was
Well, the floor routine, Rebecca Andrade, which is Biles' biggest rival. Her routine was incredible, but
it was crisp. I mean, the landings were extremely good.
Yeah, and then Simone Biles again. Her routine was difficult enough that if she had hit it, she would have gotten gold. And what she ended up having was she stepped out of bounds twice on her jumps, and that's what cost her. She could have afforded stepping out of bounds once. I mean, it was close as it was, just because her routine was so much more difficult than Andrade's. But she ends up getting the silver because she steps out of bounds twice. Jordan Childs, the other American, we thought had missed the podium entirely, but then
Oh,
they
yeah.
ended up appealing the score during a review because they thought that the judges had missed a difficulty aspect on one of the elements. Turns out they were right, and Jordan Giles ends up getting
Yeah.
bronze. So we were
Yeah.
talking a couple days ago. Could the U.S. women somehow end up with 5 or 6 golds and maybe possibly 10 medals in gymnastics? No, they ended up with 3 golds and 8 medals overall, which is still an unbelievably ridiculous score, but not not near what we thought they had a chance to do.
No, yeah. I wonder what happened. I really do. I heard something interesting. This is a bit of a detour, but just I think it's slightly related based on just athletes sort of underperforming what we would have thought they would have. Sha'Carri Richardson, apparently, I heard that she didn't have time to warm up on her sprint.
Huh.
So apparently she wasn't staying in the what's it called, the Olympic
Village?
yeah, the Olympic Village. She wasn't staying in the Olympic Village because she didn't have air conditioning, apparently.
Yeah, there's no air conditioning in the Olympic Village. Is it even that hot in Paris, though?
Well, I don't know, but apparently she wasn't, and so she was staying somewhere else, and they had a route planned for her to get to all of the events. But then apparently they changed the route and it took longer or something.
And
I'll
she
have
still
to-
comes out and gets second place.
Oh, yeah, I know. And apparently she had basically no time to warm up, which
Huh.
is just complete BS. But yeah,
I mean, if she's late for showing up, that's on her, to be fair.
Yeah, partially, but they changed the route, so
And I get it, but still.
yeah.
Let's see, Charlie, where do you want to move to next?
Let's see what we got here. How about we go to basketball? Let's talk about 3-on-3.
Yeah, 3-on-3 basketball. Again, something that the U.S. men didn't even qualify for the Olympics in 2021, which was the first time that it was included in the Olympics. The U.S. women won gold in 2021, and we saw the U.S. women did not win gold today. They went out, got the bronze medal after losing to. Yeah, they lost to Spain in the semifinals, then beat Canada in the finals. And so, what's kind of interesting about this is that the U.S. we know they started 0-3. They were really struggling here. Spain was one of the best teams in the tournament, but the U.S. actually was able to beat Spain for their first win, and that's what kind of dug them out of. That's what kind of jump started their team, and they were able to dig themselves out of the hole. But then they lost to them in the end. It was a great game. It went to overtime, but U.S. ends up losing, and then so Spain actually ends up then losing the gold medal match to Germany. Then on the men's side, U.S. didn't even qualify for the knockout round. They did get to the Olympics this time, but not to the knockout round. We talked about this yesterday. We had a new gold medal winner. We didn't just have a new gold medal winner. Last Olympics gold medal winner didn't make the podium, lost in the bronze medal match, that was actually Latvia last time. It was Lithuania. That was another really, really good bronze medal game today. But then the gold went to the Netherlands, which the gold medal final on the men's side was incredible. Went to extra time between the Netherlands and France, and France could not come through for their home fans and ended up losing. Charlie, any comments on 3v3?
No, not particularly, though. I do think for the U.S. in basketball, this is a bit of a disappointment, but obviously 3v3 is not the main show. Regular 5-on-5 is.
Yeah.
Well, we should still put up a good showing, though. I feel like we talked about how I think yesterday or the day before how the U.S. we don't have a shortage of good basketball players, and there's definitely ones that are capable of at least medaling.
Yeah, I mean, like Charlie, I don't think you were here the day that we talked about this, but like if the United States truly cared about being good in 3v3 basketball, they could put together the roster to win an Olympic gold medal in both the men's
I
and the
think that's
women's.
true of a lot of sports though as well.
Sure, but I think it's especially true in basketball.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned the main show of 5v5 tomorrow. The United States will play tomorrow. The United States men playing their quarterfinal game. This will be against Brazil. This is at 12:30 Pacific time, 3:30 Eastern time against Brazil. And Charlie, we talked about this a couple days ago, but U.S. gets an amazing draw here in the knockout round. They got a great draw in the group stage with who was in their group, but now France, Germany, and Canada all on the other side of the bracket.
Yeah, and they'll definitely take that. I think they're happy with who they ended up with their draw.
Yeah, I mean, they still got to go win the games, but the games, they feel winnable.
Yeah, more so than it would have if they'd gotten a different draw. I will say, though, I do have to leave, but I will talk to you guys more definitely tomorrow. And now that I'm back in Seattle, I'll be on the rest of the live streams
right.
until we have to wrap this up. But I got to go, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, well, we'll see you tomorrow, Charlie.
See ya.
Moving on from basketball, there was no 5v5 basketball today. That took a pause for a day during the 3v3 finals as we move from the group stage to the knockout stage. Let's talk some more medals, because there's no shortage of those today. Let's talk some track and field. 4 medals today in track and field. These were in the women's 800, women's 1500. Sorry, women's 5,000, not 1500. Excuse me. And then the women's discus throw and the men's pole vault. And Zach, I gotta say, with the men's pole vault,
Yeah.
a little bit of disappointment here, because the winner, the gold medal winner, he actually set a world record today.
Oh wow.
Armand Duplantis. He is from, he lives, I think, goes to college, and I think grew up as well near Lafayette, Louisiana.
Okay.
However, he's not representing the United States in these Olympics. He's eligible.
But he was born in.
I believe he was born
in
here. I'm not positive, but I believe he was born here. Yes, definitely grew up here, goes to college here. But is not representing the United States. He is instead choosing to represent Sweden, where I believe one of his parents is from.
That's an interesting choice. Okay.
It's not one I'm happy about.
No. I mean, yeah.
An American did get silver in this event, a great performance by Sam Kendricks to get up on the podium, and then Emmanuel Carles from Greece gets the bronze. But, I mean, come on, dude. Represent the Stars and Stripes.
Yeah.
But yeah, world record for him, beating, I might add, his own world record.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he set a world record back in April, 6.24 meters on the pole vault. Today, 6.25 for the world record, as well as the Olympic record, of course. So good stuff. Good stuff from him. The traitor to America, I guess.
It always scares me watching pole vault because I've also seen the fails.
Did you happen to see the clip from a couple days ago? The NSFW clip.
What is this clip?
Dude's doing the pole vault and gets caught.
Oh no. Oh no.
You may be able to sense where I'm going with this one.
Yeah, I think I can. Oh no, at the Olympics?
Yeah, in the Olympics.
Oh no.
He would have cleared the bar except for one thing.
Oh no. Wait, so this was after he cleared it and he was going back
on the way down. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's rough. That's
That's rough both because you're losing the competition and it hurts.
and the embarrassment
Well,
of
sure.
doing that in a crowd of, I don't know, how many people does the Olympic Stadium hold?
I don't know, but you could see the replay over and over on TV, and it was also funny to hear the announcers try to avoid describing what they just saw.
Oh yeah, because they can't on TV, or just because they don't
I mean,
want to.
they could. I guess they didn't. They didn't feel like saying it. Just like I am choosing not to say it at the moment.
Yeah, yeah, that's really rough.
Yeah. So that's pole vault. The women's discus throw. Now back-to-back gold medals for the United States. This was their one and only gold medal today. Valerie Ullman winning by essentially 2 meters over Feng Bin from China and Sandra Elkasevic from Croatia.
Is that a lot? 2 meters, or is that very little?
I mean, it's kind of a lot. It's a good 7 or so meters behind the world record. So,
Okay.
I mean, the world record hasn't been set since the 1980s in this event on the women's side, and I don't know if it will anytime soon. Judging by the looks of it, it won't. A 69.5 for Valerie Ullman to get the win here in the discus, and she looked good doing it.
Nice.
On the other track events that we had today, women's 5,000 meter. It's gone back and forth a couple times. There's been a couple of appeals on this. A Kenyan ends up winning. A Kenyan comes in second, and someone from the Netherlands comes in third. This person from the Netherlands, Safan Hassan, doing the 5,000, the 10,000, and also the marathon. So a lot of miles for her this week. But the Kenyan that came in silver was disqualified like maybe 20 minutes after her race for they had something, and then they appealed it, and it looks like she's now back on the podium.
Oh.
So
and why was she disqualified?
Essentially shoving one of her opponents.
Oh, well, that seems very disqualifiable.
She should not have been disqualified, though. The reason for the contact was because of said opponent, not her.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, if that was the case, then.
Yeah, which means I think for the second time, we're going to have to update the tweet that we put out about the podium for this event.
Yeah, if Twitter lets us, of course. I'm not calling it X.
No. We're allowed to post. It's just that because of them, no one will see our posts.
Fun. Very fun.
I love this platform. They do such a good job with it.
Uh-huh. It's
and then the women's 800 meters, Keely Hodgkinson from Great Britain won the race. Not really a big surprise. Ethiopian Siege Daguma, and then Kenyan Mary Mora got silver and bronze, respectively. But Zach, I want to go back to the men's 200-meter race. We have Noah Lyles now trying to go for the double.
Oh, I should have watched this. I forgot.
So trying to go for the double. Still the heats. Semifinals are coming up, but we're still in the heats. And overall, Lyles finishes in 6th place in this event. An American finishes 1st and 2nd. This is an event that I think Noah Lyles is going to win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we know that the semifinals aren't really an indicator of how people are going.
And this wasn't even the semifinals. This was
this was just the
heats.
Prelim.
Yeah, prelims essentially.
Okay, so
yeah. And also we know he can run faster in this event. At the in last year's World Championships, he ran a 19.52 in the 200-meter race. Today in the prelims. I mean, he still won the heat. He was coasting at the end. Today he ran a 20.19. He'll be fine.
Still phenomenal. Still
Yeah,
phenomenal.
no, sure, but he'll be fine is the point.
Yeah, he'll be
Absolutely zero concerns about Noah Lyles's ability to win this race. And the other interesting thing is that that's not the only other race that he'll be running in these Olympics. He's also expected to take part in the U.S. relay team for the 4x100. And given the fact that the Americans had 3 people make the finals in the men's 100 meter, this feels like a race the U.S. could win.
I think maybe very much, could win. I mean, I think the only threat is Jamaica probably, but they really only have one.
They have a couple people.
They have Thompson, who was like, I would say matched Noah Lyles. It was like up in the air who was going to win the 100. So,
also, I don't think we discussed this aspect of the 100 yesterday, so I think let's discuss it quickly now.
Yeah, sure.
At the 40-meter mark
of
the 100 meter yesterday, Noah Lyles was in last place.
Yeah. Wait, last? I knew he was quite behind. I could see that.
Yeah, but not just behind, last.
That's insane. I mean,
so they essentially have splits every 10 seconds. Every 10 meters.
Yeah.
The only 10-meter split that Noah Lyles led at was the 100-meter split, which is also the only one that actually matters.
Well, I'm pretty sure the announcers said something like, if this was the 99.9 meter race, it probably would have been Thompson. Like, it was that close.
Yeah, I know. It's
which
ridiculous.
is insane.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if it was like the 101 meter race, I'm sure Noah Lyles would have won by more.
Yeah, not much more, but more.
Not much, but a little bit.
I mean, 5 thousandths is how should I say? Close. Very, very close.
Yeah. This is a small detour, but I was rewatching the Usain Bolt world record 100 meter, and in that race, guess what? You might already know. You probably do, but guess what the time of the person in second place was?
I actually don't know this.
It was 9.71, which
that's faster than anybody ran in this year's 100.
And I was looking at the comments of the video, and everybody was like, imagine running a 9.71 and not getting gold.
Yeah,
like, and that runner,
he didn't just not get gold. He didn't get gold by 1300ths of a second, which may not seem like a lot, but in the 100-meter race, that's a lifetime.
Yes. Yeah. And you can see it on the video too, like the space.
It's clear. It's obvious that he won.
Yeah.
Unlike the Noah Lyles clip from yesterday.
It was not obvious at all. In fact, I would be surprised if anybody was able to, just guess that without just
I thought the Jamaican had won.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Probably because in third, because I thought that the other American, Fred Curley, had also possibly beaten him.
Yeah, because both of them had their feet over the line first.
Yes, exactly. Which the chest thing, it's so weird. I guess you have to arbitrarily decide some way for like when it officially counts, but I don't know why they chose the chest.
I think it kind of makes sense. I mean,
I guess
it's really like your chest and your head are the part of your body that isn't, moving as much. So I guess it makes sense. Also, it's harder. Like if it was just your legs, I'm sure there'd be like some sort of weird sliding technique or like some odd thing that makes it kind of weird.
That is true. Let's see. Shooting, we had the 25-meter rapid fire pistol today. China goes first and third with Korea in the middle. It's the rapid fire men's pistol, and then the other shooting event, the final shooting event. Shooting is now done at these Olympic Games. China with the bronze. The U.S. apparently, when it comes to skeet shooting, the U.S. is actually good at it. A silver here, just barely to Italy. This was close all the way down to the wire, but Italy ends up with the gold medal here. It was a good match and no controversy as there was in the women's skeet final yesterday.
Oh wow! And how'd South Korea do?
That's a good question. South Korea did not medal. They did
didn't
not.
medal.
They didn't get fourth either. It's archery that they're really good at.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
shooting to a lesser extent, and then they're good at like badminton. Speaking of badminton, they did win gold in women's badminton today.
nice.
The gold there over He Bingjiao of China in that gold medal match. Then see, we didn't talk about the men's gymnastics. It's, men's parallel bars. This is China, Ukraine, Japan on the podium. Shinosuke Oka from Japan gets bronze here. He also gets gold in the men's horizontal bar, with Colombian Angel Barajas getting silver, and then a tie for bronze between Zheng Boheng and Tang Jiahuang from China and Chinese Taipei, respectively. Also in badminton, in men's singles, Denmark atop the podium, followed by Thailand and then Malaysia. We see Malaysia up there a lot. I feel like Denmark is not a country you typically see in badminton doing really well.
Yeah, it feels like Denmark has had a couple events this Olympics that have been kind of a surprise that they were good at.
Yep.
Hand well, or I guess they were already good.
They're already good at handball. They've been good at handball for a while. We'll talk about one of the events that I think can safely call one of the breakout stars of these Olympics.
Yeah,
that would be kayak cross. Zach, have you seen any of these events?
I don't think I have. What are some of them?
So kayak cross is essentially you've seen like the whitewater kayaking and canoeing events, right?
Yeah, I've seen like slalom, kind of.
Exactly, like slalom.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah,
this is essentially run on a slalom course. They make some changes. Instead of the gates that you have to go through, they have like poles that you have to go around, and then also they have like a bar that hangs pretty low. That what you have to do is you have to like essentially do a barrel roll in your boat, so that you're now face down in the water in order to stay under it.
So it's like limbo with a kayak.
Well, essentially, but that's none of that. I mean, that's all great and all, but that's not the primary thing that makes this exciting. The thing that makes this exciting is, unlike the other canoe slalom events, this is a head-to-head.
Oh,
You're
wow.
going up against generally 3 other people.
Oh, so it's a race, like
it's a race, exactly. And then at the start too, they have you raised like way above the course, and then they literally just like drop your boat into the water.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh wow. That sounds really fun to watch.
Yeah. So we had the finals of that today. And
speaking of which, I just thought of something that I was meaning to mention, which is this was from yesterday. I don't know. I think it just came up while I was watching the Olympics, dressage, the really boring thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what made it kind of funny and interesting was they had Snoop Dogg commenting, and that was kind of phenomenal in my opinion, especially since he said he was scared of horses as well.
Well, so NBC is paying Snoop Dogg essentially as a correspondent for the Olympics, where he goes around to different sites every day and reports on it. Do you know how much they're paying him a day?
How much?
Paying him $500,000 a day to do this.
That's crazy. Imagine getting $500,000 to go
A
to
day.
Paris and watch the Olympics and get to meet all the athletes, or like many of the athletes.
Yes. Yeah, I know. But weed's illegal.
Yeah. I mean, I think that would probably make up for it.
Yes. Yeah. Sure. Back to this kayak cross. Naomi Fox from Australia won in the women's. Her sister Jessica Fox had won both the kayak and canoe slalom earlier, so it's good stuff for that family. Kimberly Woods of Great Britain, who's already won a medal, gets another bronze. A bronze this time. And Angel Hug of France, the silver, and then on the men's side, it's New Zealand, Great Britain, and Germany with the gold, silver, and the bronze. Also at the start of track cycling, which is the only cycling going on for the rest of these Olympics, and had the women's team sprint today. So Great Britain gets the gold and a world record. We saw the world record actually set several times during the preliminary rounds, and then set again in
Wow.
the finals here. It's Great Britain, New Zealand, and then Germany. So lots of world records.
So just an incredible cohort, I'm guessing.
Yeah, exactly. Again, we are coming up real quick on the surfing finals. The bronze medal surfing match is set to start in about 10 minutes. And we're gonna watch those, but not before we talk a little bit more about what else we saw in the Olympics today. That does it for the medals, but let's talk about some of the team sports. Today, we've talked. Let's see, beach volleyball. 3 American teams in beach volleyball played today. 2 men's teams, 1 on the women's side. And
I saw Norway versus US. That's the only one I saw today.
let's see,
Men.
that one was. I'm trying to see. Was that the early one or the late one?
I have no idea because I watched the replay.
Okay. Oh, that was the end. That was the early one. Okay, so the U.S. lost to one of their men's pairings, the Evans-Budinger pairing.
But they put up a good fight. Both teams looked really strong, but U.S. was clearly up.
So they lost. Then also, in what was something of a surprise, the women's duo of Nuss and Cloth also lost. They went down to Canada. On the men's side, Partain and Benesh advanced, which means we're down to just one duo left for the Americans on both the men's side and the women's side. Their only remaining hopes for medals as we head to the quarterfinals of beach volleyball, which are set to start tomorrow. We've got the women's duo of Hughes and Chang for the U.S. at 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 Eastern, and then the following day, on Wednesday, same time, 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern, the U.S. men's duo of Partain and Beresh, they'll play Qatar in what should be a winnable match for them. Now, in volleyball today, or in the knockout stages, specifically the quarterfinals, we've already got there, and we had Japan and the U.S. U.S. ends up winning. They lost a set they lost the second set that they had, I believe, a 6-point lead in. Japan came storming back, a great set, but the U.S. after that point, they really had it all the way from there.
Nice.
So Slovenia also advances. So does Brazil and Germany. The U.S. women tomorrow will get underway. Excuse me. It was the U.S. and Brazil today. I was looking at the previous day. There was the U.S. and Brazil. France, Italy, and Poland also advanced in men's volleyball. At women's volleyball, the quarterfinals get underway tomorrow. The United States will play Poland in what should be a good matchup tomorrow morning. If they win, they're into the semifinals. U.S. men also, Poland is who they will play in the semifinals. Soccer, men's semis today. Yes, we're already at that stage of the competition. We have a final set, and it's France and it's Spain. That's a pretty good final. It was not easy for France. It took them extra time. They scored 2 goals in extra time. That ended up making the difference, and that's a pretty big difference to make an extra time. But so they got Morocco, though, for their part. They led for a while, but then Spain near the end, took control of the game. Spain, so it's Spain and France in the finals, Morocco and Egypt in the bronze medal match. Good stuff in football. Let's see. Day off in handball today. Field hockey did not have a day off. It was the women's quarterfinals, and we've got China, Argentina, Netherlands, and Belgium all advancing. Argentina over Germany in a penalty shootout, but all the other games, none of the teams had any particular trouble there. So some men's semis start tomorrow. Today also final day of group play in water polo, and the U.S. men are through. Thankfully, it was it needed it. They didn't make it easy on themselves to get through, but get through they did. And we'll see them soon. Also today, first day of sport climbing. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. First day of wrestling. Also, we'll talk more about that tomorrow. We had the start of the individual equestrian jumping event. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we had the mixed relay triathlon. I think we'll close on this again because it's still notable. Why are we using the Sen?
Yeah, it's very confusing.
I feel like that's what we should just rename these live streams.
Why
Why the Sen? The only time that the Sen has actually been used well during these Olympics was the opening ceremony.
Oh yeah. I don't think any real scientist would tell you that it's safe to swim in the Seine. And if you live in Paris, my recommendation: don't swim in the Seine.
Yeah, I think that they're still planning on opening it to the public to do that, I guess.
I'd give it a couple years, and if it continues to get better, sure. But my guess is after the Olympics leave, it's probably going to relapse into being not like just completely not safe. So
yeah. One more thing, which is that the president of the International Boxing Association is the organization that, in some controversy, due to corruption, the IOC took over the running of the boxing event during the Olympics. This was all. They were also the organization that suspended this female boxer from Algeria due to too high levels of testosterone, or so they said. They've never actually revealed the results of the test. They originally said that the person had XY chromosomes, which you can still there are women that have XY chromosomes.
Yeah.
And they then changed their story that her levels of testosterone were too high. They've never actually revealed the results of this test. Their president held a press conference today that couldn't have gone worse for him.
Good.
He attacked the IOC a lot, and Thomas Bach, which, to be fair, if there's an organization to attack, sure, that's one of them. The only one I'd maybe attack more is the IBA. Because let me tell you a little bit about this guy, the president of the IBA. His information from Charlotte Clymer on Twitter. This boxer was disqualified by the IBA last year in incredibly murky circumstances. The IBA refused to be transparent about their testing methodology. Her disqualification just so happened to come 3 days after she beat Russian boxer Azalea Amineva in the semifinals of the IBA Women's World Championship. The IBA has strong documented ties to the Russian government.
Oh no!
Its president Umar Kremlev is a Russian citizen. He also serves on the executive committee of the Russian Boxing Federation.
Oh God!
After becoming its president in 2020, Mr. Kremlev moved IBA's operations to Russia and made Gazprom, Russia's state-owned energy company, its sole sponsor. Mr. Kremlev is an associate of Putin.
This is extremely sketchy. This
Yeah.
just got way sketchy.
Yeah. This led to the IOC stripping the IBA as an eligibility authority for the Paris Olympics. In response, Mr. Kremlov called IOC President Thomas Bach a chief sodomite.
Wow. Okay.
In addition, the country in question here, that this female boxer is from, who, and by the way, she's provided her birth certificate since then. Or really her father did, which shows that she was assigned female at birth.
Yeah.
This country is anti-LGBTQ to an extreme.
Yeah. It's Algeria.
It is illegal to be transgender in Algeria. It is not possible for a trans woman to obtain an Algerian passport that shows her as female there, which means that she would not be able to leave the country with a female passport if she were transgender.
Yes. Yeah.
In addition, trans women are barred from competing in boxing at the Olympics.
Yeah.
It's a non-story. I'm sorry.
It is.
There's absolutely nothing to see here.
Yeah.
She is a woman, and that is that.
Mm-hmm.
With that, though, I think that will do it for this edition of C&C Live. As always, back tomorrow to recap day 11 of the Olympics. Another big day coming up on the Olympic schedule tomorrow. 15 more medals, plus we'll recap the 2 surfing medals, first medals in wrestling, events in volleyball, beach volleyball, table tennis, as well as as well as sport climbing. We've got more skateboarding that's back, sailing, some medals there. Handball is back. Football, the women's semis, big game for the United States. Field hockey semis, equestrian jumping medal, track cycling medal, the start of canoe sprint. First medal in boxing will be awarded. U.S. men's quarterfinals in basketball. More track and field events. On beginning of the knockout stage in water polo, a diving medal, and more artistic swimming. All that and more coming up. We'll recap all of that tomorrow on C&C Live, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Time, like we have been every day so far in these Olympics. This is 13 live streams down now. 6 more to go as we enter the home stretch of these Olympics. Again, make sure to follow us on Twitter to the extent our Twitter account still exists, at C&C Talks Podcast. Follow Charlie at C&C Talks Charlie. Discord, cctalks.com/Discord. Please join that. We'd love to interact with you there. Also, you can contact us on Twitter, all the usual places. Questions features on the will feature on the show. Right here on the C&C Talks YouTube channel, as well as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you listen to podcasts. You can catch any of our episodes that we've put out, and we're recording a new one likely tomorrow night because we're tomorrow expected to hear a vice presidential announcement. So take a look out for that. We'll be back with a new episode soon. But for now, for Zach, Charlie, and Morris, I'm Colin. We'll be back here same time tomorrow.